Hi, I'm Diana, the artist behind MyMcDoodles. Welcome to my channel. Hey, welcome back. Today we'll be creating a font from our own handwriting. To do this, we'll be using the tools that are offered on the Calligraphr website. You can go to calligraphr.com on your iPad or your computer and create a free account to sign in and start using the tools they offer to create your own fonts. You can create your free account here. Just press get started for free, and once you have an account, you can go ahead and log in. Once you're logged in, you can create a template. So there's a link here you can click. And now I have noticed if your iPad is turned to like the portrait view, this menu on the side does not appear. So I had to put it in landscape so that I can see all of the menus and everything. Of course, it looks different if you're doing it from a computer, and you can certainly do this from a computer where you print out the sheet and fill it in with a pen. I'm going to use this minimal English template, so you can just click it, and these are the letters that will be included. There is a restriction on how many characters you can create with a free account. So once you have your language selected, you can press download template. And I download mine as a PNG. You can download as a PDF, and then you can fill this in by hand with like a microliner pen or however you wish, and then scan it in. But I want to fill it in the app Procreate, so I'm going to download it as a PNG and keep the help lines. And you can also have guides, so if you have the characters as the background, it'll have like a guide with the character kind of like grayed out. Press download. And then this is saved into my files, so you can just unzip it and it'll give you this folder that includes your guides. If you chose to download the file that showed the characters, this is what it will look like with like the gray. And that is pretty helpful actually if you just want to know exactly where to place your letter, and you can just trace over it. But of course, like in your writing, it is pretty helpful to have that. They also have tutorials and frequently asked questions right here on their website, where they'll show you step by step how to create your own font, and what you can do in the free account and what you'll need to have the pro account to do. So I decided to go ahead and use the sheets that do have the guide in the background. So I want to open it in Procreate. If you want to print it out, you can do that and then scan it in, and you just include these markers in your scan, and then it knows like how to create your font from that and everything. But I'm going to do it digitally because that's easy for me. So I'm going to press the share button up here. This is from the file that I opened, and just press Procreate, and it'll send it over to the Procreate app. So next time I open the app, it'll be right there in my gallery. So I'll send both sheets. So next time you open Procreate, they'll be imported there, and you can see I have my guides here, where I can just open it and start creating my font. I'm just going to make a new layer on top of this background sheet here and just trace over all of the characters. You can use whichever brush you like. You should use a black color for your brush. I'm going to use monoline, but I have made a font in this dry ink before and it worked well, so you could use like a textured brush or whatever you wish, as long as the contrast is really high and you have a nice dark lettering so that it can erase out this background for you when you re-upload it. So I'll just go through and trace through all of these characters and then show you how to upload it to Calligraphr. I've traced over all of my letters and tried to keep them like sort of consistent. Like I went back through and I realized I made the M like pointy, but then my other letters were rounded. So I just tried to kind of keep it as consistent as like handwriting would be. My handwriting is not necessarily consistent in real life anyway, so I probably do mix like pointy letters with round letters and whatever, but Anyway, it might look better as a font if it is kind of like all inconsistent here, even though it is handwriting. It's easy to get distracted by this gray letter in the background, and you start to like trace over it. Just try to write through as naturally as possible and how you would typically write. So this is what I have. I'm going to save both of these sheets actually, as image files. So I'll just save them as PNGs. So I have all of my letters and my characters on this first page, and then there weren't enough spaces. So then the second page has a few of the lowercase letters also. So I'll just take both of these and export them as a PNG and save it to my camera roll. Okay, and then we'll go on Calligraphr and we'll upload them. So I'm back on Calligraphr here. You can just press upload template and then choose your files. And I have both of my sheets here, and I'm going to leave this checkbox marked, which is automatically clean templates. So it'll remove out like the background and the lines and everything for me. And here are my characters. So you can see, if you're not happy with one of them, you can just click the little trash can and redo that one. But you can see all of the characters that'll be built into your font here. And this all looks fine to me. So I'll just press add characters to your font. So I have 69 characters, and then you can push build font and just name it whatever you wish. So I have one named Diana. I'll just name this Diana 2. And then it gives you this nice preview, so you can see what it will look like. And if you're not happy with it, they have a lot of answers in this frequently asked questions section, so you can just click there and see if there's things you need to adjust. But I think this looks good. If you want them to connect, that's a little trickier, so I would suggest just writing it just like not in cursive but in plain print, and that is a much easier way to make a font without having to worry about these like connections. I'll download my font here. You just click it, and this is the OpenType font. That's generally the one you should use. You could download both in case for some reason you're having trouble with this OTF file. You can revert back to the TTF file, and you can like Google to see what the differences between these two are, but the OTF is basically like newer and a better one to use if possible. So I'm going to download that one. And you can see it's downloaded here, so I could click it here and it'll automatically import it into Procreate, or it should be in your files. And so when you click on it, it'll automatically import it into Procreate. I think this is like in the settings for the iPad, but you can import it into other word processing kind of software as well. You can look on the Calligraphr website to see how to do that and which apps it works with and which it doesn't. I did notice that it will not work in Google Docs, so just be aware of that. So if I click it, it imports into my Procreate app here automatically. I'll just make a new document to test it out, and it should already be in my font library. If for some reason you need to add it in manually, you can import fonts into here. You just click this import font and then upload it from your device. So here it is, and then we can test it out. So there's my font, and this is like a really fun way to include some of your own handwriting into your artwork or to other designs, and also just so you don't have to write things out every time. It still has like that hand-drawn feel to it because it is your own writing, and I think it looks kind of cute when it's like a little bit like offset and just looks like it's a hand-drawn font. It's also a really fun thing to create a font from your kids' handwriting. So I had my boys trace over that same template so that I could create a cute little font from their writing, because it won't always be this like wonky and like fun. And it's just like nice to be able to look back and see what their writing looked like when they were small. I hope this tutorial was fun for you. If you create your own font, I would love to see it. If you comment below, let me know what you named it. And if you post your work on Instagram, then I'd love to see it. Just tag me at MyMcDoodles so I can check it out. If you enjoyed this video, then click like and don't forget to subscribe before you go so you don't miss out on the next fun tutorial. Thanks so much for watching. See you next time.